It's time for Homo Sapiens. It's time for a new co-host. It's time for the one, the only, Layton Williams.
Hello.
Hi, Layton.
How you doing?
Surprise! We've got Layton here. I think I
Surprise,
actually then did
surprise.
spill that you were coming. I can't remember, but
What
thank
is
you
this
very much
supposed
for
to be a
being here.
surprise?
That you're here, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, a good one, I hope. Hope people are happy.
A very good one. People will be so excited.
Fabulous.
How are you?
I'm good. If people can see it on the camera right now, I'm actually going to expose myself just in case you see it myself. I'm trying to hide a cold sore with lipstick and lip gloss.
You've done really well.
Right? So, like, for me, it's like, let's lean into it. So, a little bit of red. This is for my herpes girlies out there. A little bit of red, a little bit of gloss. And it kind of hopefully distracts. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
that's the only thing that I get when I'm run down. I don't really get ill. I just get like,
Mm.
here you go, here's some herpes of the face. So,
Do you
I'm
not
past
get
that
ill?
now. I don't really get ill. I don't get like sick or cold and fluey. I kind of just have like quiet words to myself in the mirror, and I'm like, bitch, you don't have time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a mindset. Like, my boyfriend told me off the other day because I told him, he's like, I'm not very well, and I was like, it's a mindset.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, apart from that, I'm good. Yeah, I can't complain. Nice and fabby.
But that toughness you're talking about of saying, I'm just not having it, I'm not going to let myself be ill. Who taught you that? Because I feel like that's quite a family thing.
Oh, I don't even know. God, it's not. My mum's fucking ill every bloody week. Every time, oh, I've got a cold, I'm like, pretends to be shocked. One thing about my mum, she loves to have a lurgy. So it's certainly not of her. Maybe it's because she's always so ill. I'm like, let me not. Love you, mum, though. She always listens to these and I have to apologise. So.
Okay. Hi, Layton's mum. What's her name?
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. Love you.
Love you.
Watch on YouTube. You can even see Layton's face.
Thank you.
At Homo Sapiens Pod. Well, that's funny you say that because my dad was a massive health kick person. He used to take like endless vitamins every day. He would like grow kombucha in the fridge. This is in the 80s.
Kombucha?
Like he would,
is that a bit like kimchi?
Kombucha. That drink, yeah.
Oh.
You know, like
it's like goodness, but not mold.
Yeah.
Am I making myself sound so stupid? But you know what I mean? You know, when people eat like moldy shit just to make themselves good.
Oh my God, he was that he used to hold these like every night. He would hold these like copper electrodes because that was only for like a period. It was always a fad. Or he'd drink like a liter of olive oil. But that made me very not alternative because he was so alternative.
As in like almost like vegan. You know, like people say if you go vegan, don't eat red meat, you're all of that. Okay.
And do you know like free radicals?
No.
So free radical, there's this whole theory about free radicals. People write in who know about this and are going to tell me I'm talking shit, but free radicals is like things that are going around in your blood, and they're the things that cause cancer, and there are foods that cause it, and you can get into a whole mindset.
Oh no, I do know about that stuff because when I started my veganism journey, there was a lot of that, but like obviously love my vegan girlies, like I'm not coming for y'all, but like I don't really care too much about all the its and the bits and the different stuff. Like I'm not even that obsessed with animals, if I'm going to be completely frank. I just think it's a bit gross. I know, so like I was like, oh my God, the cow. I'm just like, well, yes, but I just don't really want to eat it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like the most like ill-informed vegan, but I'm aware that like I think what I'm putting in my body is good. So yay.
Nice. So Layton, as you know, we're doing a theme today. I'm really excited about this.
So exciting.
So the theme is, if you could have your time again, what would you change? Are you so then we've got some listener questions. So the first question we asked was, let me just get it on the screen. So 3 words you would say to your younger self. So let's do, I tell you what, let's do the listeners first.
Yeah.
And then let's do us.
Okay. 3 words. Stop doubting yourself. I mean, that's a biggie. Yeah.
It is a biggie. And do you think it's something that you learn not to do, or do you think, did you used to always doubt yourself?
Yeah, I don't know why I always say, oh, it's with age, like I'm literally only 30, like calm the hell down. But like I do genuinely feel like the more you do something and the more you hone in your craft, and depending what, even personally as well, you just think, oh, actually, everyone was a novice at one point. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone was actually shit. Like you can't just like start something and be really fab. Never in my wildest dreams would I thought I would be able to sing the way I do, or like even dance. Like I literally used to like be in these classes when I was a kid and be like, what am I even doing here? Like I used to hate ballet. I used to hate like all of that. Like I just was like, my body, I didn't feel like my body lent to it, and it technically doesn't. But I found a switch one day. I just was like, oh, like clearly people are seeing this, seeing something that I don't see, but like lean into it, like don't fight it. And you know, the rest is kind of history. But I definitely used to doubt myself, and I won't say I doubt myself too much now, but I'm hard on myself. I think there's like a fine line.
That's so interesting because they're so linked. But then, so tell me about the first time you believed in yourself, when you stopped doubting yourself.
I think it was probably not necessarily my younger years, because when you're a kid, like I always look back at so I was like I don't want to say child star, but a child performer. It's really uncouth to call yourself a star. A child performer, like I wish I had the confidence of that child sometimes, because like you have nothing to lose almost. You're kind of just like, I had nothing to compare it to. It was all new, so you just throw. So I feel like I was the best acting I ever did was probably when I was a child, because I just didn't care about how I looked, how I sounded, anything. I just did it. It was like raw. And now I guess even if, for example, yesterday I went for an audition for a play, and I guess I'm comfortable like singing a song or but like really stripping everything back and just having the words. I built it up for myself, and I started to doubt myself before I even went into the room, and I was like, Layton, like, please, you're a bad bitch. Like I just had an announcement that day. I was like, I felt good, and then I went into this audition, and I came out, I was like, ugh. It's just not what you expect, because usually I come out and I feel euphoric, but it just was not, wasn't giving. But I went for a little run, I had a little workout, and then you just think, fuck it, So I would like to say I don't doubt myself anymore, but I think that would be a complete lie, saying that. I don't doubt myself as much.
Yeah.
But
yes, but also don't you think, be okay that you're going to doubt yourself. Just in a way,
let it come.
Yourself, but go,
let it come, let it do its thing. I literally was like annoyed with myself, and there were so many reasons as to why it wasn't like popping. It was like, I'm not gonna out the whole system, you know how it goes. But when I went in there, was like, oh, you're the first one that we've seen, so like it was new for everybody in that room too, so it was just all a bit and I prepped so much, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna cut here, and I was like, oh my god, like I tried to learn all these things. It just shifts your energy anyway. And then I came out and I was like, no, I should be happy today, because I've just had a great announcement for my next job. I was like, I'm gonna go on this treadmill, I'm gonna sweat it out, and then I'm gonna come back, and literally within like 2 hours I had a completely different mindset. Do you know what I mean?
That's great.
Yeah, it still happens, but you just gotta sit in the moment.
And there's just one final thing I want to say about this, because I think it's really interesting that you said there were all these things that, like singing and dancing, that you were like, oh, I don't feel at home here. Whereas even as someone who, I totally understand, everyone has loads of self-doubt, I would have thought you would have felt at home. And I think there's a link there between that and what you felt yesterday, because you were like, other people were getting it and I wasn't. But you don't know that yesterday went badly. You know that you didn't feel it went great. You know what I mean? But there's maybe they loved it. That's the other thing. So you have to be like, I tried, but who knows if it was any good.
That's what I mean. Sometimes you come out of an audition and literally like, oh, that's the shittest thing I've ever done. Like, forget about it. And a few weeks later, you get a call back. I'm like, what? So like, and sometimes when I'm like, I killed, they're probably going to offer it to me on the spot, like crickets. So like, you just never fucking know what is going on. So I try to just like crack on, and I give myself, and I say this to my students as well, I give myself one day to be pissed, and then I wake up the next day and I've got to let it go.
Love it.
One day to be pissed. I think we should all be allowed to do that.
That's great.
Also, it feels good to be pissed off. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, don't fight that feeling. You can be pissed off. It's okay. So let's have a look at the next one, which
Number
is
2, iconic.
So advice 3 words. If you could, what was it? 3 words to say to your younger self. Don't marry him.
That's a biggie.
Okay. Are you someone who regrets a relationship?
I don't.
No,
I feel like you learn something every time. I know it's super corny, but like, and then all of them relationships lead up to like, hopefully the person. And then once you've got there, it's like, okay, shoot, I know what's going down.
Yeah, I regret, I was saying this to you before we started, I regret wasting my time on people who weren't interested. I think I said I regret stalking people.
Yeah.
Who
but did you stalk like people that were not like, i.e. like not even like high school stuff, like not even on the radar, not even gay? Because that's hilarious.
It was university. I think I came out at 19 and I was like, I think I felt like I had time to make up. I had to get on with it, and I would just become obsessed with people kind of because they were gay, almost like. And
so you're gay, I'm gay. Let's go.
No, actually, do you know, it's not quite that as well. I remember. I'm thinking about it a bit further. I would be really obsessed with straight acting boys who were gay. Like that was a thing. Do you know what I mean? All that shit. And it was just such a waste of time because also they were like that because they were also insecure. So they weren't going to date me or anyone really, who knows. But I remember just having this birthday party that I invited this guy called. I literally was, my brain was like, don't say his name, and then I just started saying his name.
We'll call him Guy Called. I like it.
Guy Called. And I had this birthday party sort of because so then I could invite him. You know what I mean?
God.
And it was just so, and he didn't come, and it was just so sad and boring. And I was like texting him on my Nokia 8210 or whatever.
Yeah.
The whole party, just standing at this party, being like, wish everyone would go because I want him to come. And I regret that a lot.
Yeah, I think if it's something to your detriment or like if you're hanging on and clinging on, I feel like luckily my past relationships, none of them have ever been really messy like that. Well, I say that, goodness knows what my exes say, lol. But I was a bit of a serial dater. Like I would just hop.
If you've dated Layton, please write in. Hello at Homo.
Listen, there's enough of them, and I'm sure they listen. One thing about my exes, they must be like, for fuck's sake, like, like you can't turn on your bloody TV, can't turn on your Spotify. Like one thing about me, I'm gonna pop up, bitch. So love to you boys. Thanks for the ride. Sorry about it. That must be so annoying to date someone in the public eye because literally they just turn up in the most peculiar places. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know? It's so funny. I always think that when I'm watching TV or whatever, and I always think about like, you know, like the royal family gets slagged off everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, so they must just not watch anything in case they get slagged off.
Yeah, you just want to stay away.
Yeah, like there's so few things, like you couldn't open a paper without it being like, oh, you know, something about your uncle.
Yeah,
like, it's quite hard and weird.
I feel sorry for them, but also I think they're doing all right, aren't they? In their castle.
Fine.
They're keeping us away.
Let's
another
have a
one.
Look at, see if you can any of your favorites from the next
one. I think I love Your Body. That's really sweet. I like
Where
that.
Are you at with that?
Do you know what? Truthfully, I'm like, it's funny because the past, like, I would say like year or so, people say when you hit 30, but I'm like, I was always like, yeah, whatever. I've always been the type of person I can eat anything and never really put weight on, but I love to eat as well. And I would always kind of just be like, if I go to the gym, like give me 3, 4, 5 sessions and I'm like ripped again.
What?
The past couple of years, I've just been like, no, you're just doing the same, eating the same, working out the same. But I'm like, something don't feel right. And I remember I was doing like a warm up and I was doing like a stretch and I felt something like kink in me. And I was like, oh, what's that? And I reached, and I was mid workshop and I reached and I grabbed it currently now. And I was like, oh, who's she? Like, back roll. Like, it was truly just something new. And I know people look like, and I'm saying this now, like, of course I know, like, I'm not a big girl, like, but for my own body, I'm very aware of like what is new. And I just thought, oh, welcome, boo. Like, this is new. And I try. And I just thought, do you know what? I don't actually. Yeah, I think I just want to like love it. Especially nowadays with all the Monjaro flying about. It feels like it's like, here you go. If you want to be skinny, you can be. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's a journey for everybody. I would say, listen, I'm glad that you're at this point that you want to say love your body. Just it's one of them things, isn't it? You want to kind of like be able to love it earlier and sooner.
Yeah. Yes. It's, and actually, like, a lot of people have written that, and a lot of people have written stuff about doubting yourself, by the way, as well, and trust your gut, and you know, but it really is. It's really, it comes with time, but I do think as well. I think it's hard when you're surrounded by so much imagery of people having amazing, and I'm mindful of even saying the word amazing bodies, but you know, like
ripped bodies, all of that. The idea, we're doing inverted commas on YouTube. Ideal, all that. It's like, especially in the gay community as well. I feel like, and maybe women also, like, it just feels, even I would say in the last few years, like everybody in my hometown, like in Bury, there's like all these pop-up gyms and workouts. I feel like it's the new thing to kind of like be going to the gym and like run clubs. And have you been outside on the weekend? Like, I can't walk down the street for the run clubs, bitch. I'm like, wow, you lot really loving to run. What are you running from? Fair play. Listen, I'm not gonna talk shit on people that want to work out. It's fab, but it does feel like a new craze, doesn't it? High rocks.
Unbelievable. High rocks, yeah.
One of them.
And protein, and everyone's discovered, and I'm not immune to any of this stuff, but it's like at the base, the base level of everyone, I don't know, it's become the new
clubs. Like, so it was like people don't go clubbing anymore. It's like, oh no, I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to go for a run, which, listen, fair play. I kind of still want to be able to do both, you know? Outside until 3 and then the cheeky Barry's the next day. To sweat all my sins out. I actually do. Sometimes I feel like if I've done a naughty night, I'll get up the next day and I'll just like, or like a little downward dog somewhere, like repent my sins.
Yes, how funny. God, I salute you. But yeah, we should love our bodies, and I think it comes with age, but I agree. Now, Layton, let's have a look at the next question.
Okay.
One decision you'd change from your past.
Okay, this one comes to mind. My education, I probably should have done more with it.
I wanted to ask you about that, actually.
Yeah.
Because being a child star, did you feel like you sort of were robbed of that period of your life and education and all of that?
Yeah, I definitely relate here. Like my education was so like scatty. From like primary school was the only like from start to finish almost, because I was kind of pulled out of year 6, the final year. So it was very much like in and out, a little bit of like state school in Manchester, then to London, like private school tutoring. I was like thrown around. On into my last 2 years of high school was I kind of at a point where it was a little more just day to day and normal. But even then, it was a theatre school. So like there was never just a normal education. It was always thrown in with a little bit of tap or a cheeky ballet class. I personally would have had it no other way because I was doing what I love, thank God. However, my academics definitely struggled from it. Even to this day, I find it so difficult to like, so cringe to say. Like, I remember at one point, I was like, how does everybody know how to like read a clock? I was like, am I missing something? Like, do you know when literally you must have just missed that like one day at school and you don't need to do it twice, do you? So I was like,
that's funny.
Sometimes I'm looking, I'm like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like, it's so simple. Obviously now, like, it's fine. But I remember being like, just little things like that. Like, if you miss certain classes, like, I don't want to shit down on my tutors, but it was not of the utmost importance, especially 15, 17 years ago, or 20 years ago. Gosh, yeah, I'm in my 20 years in the biz era. So 20 years ago, I don't think people cared as much. No shade. Nowadays, like them kids, do you know what I mean? But it was just like, yeah, cool. We're doing this. We're doing that. But I think do you know what I mean? Like education, I think you can get that in so many different places though. You can get it at work. You could get that through people. It's like, what do we value as education? Do you know what I mean? Math, science, English.
I mean, I think they're the most pointless, but I'm also saying that from a position of I was lucky to have them. You know what I mean? But so if I didn't, I think I'd probably have a very different opinion. But I found education really. I really just wanted to go to work. I was like, I don't want to be here. I just want to work. And
did you do the whole like high school, uni? Yeah. Did you do college and uni?
I did an art foundation year, and then I did TV production degree, which was basically like, you didn't really, there were a few lectures, I never went to them. You just made stuff. So it was a bit like being at work. As in, it was vocational, you know, rather than thinking about theory. Because I just wanted to get on and work. I was like, I just need to do. But actually, if I had my time again, I would have done the theory, because that's the only time that you can learn about the history of cinema and all of that. Like, that would have been cool. But I was too obsessed with moving forward.
You just wanted to get to it.
But also, I think what this person's saying is I probably should have done more with it. Like, it's
they
also
had
like
it.
They had it, but they didn't do enough with it. And I think that can be a thing as well, because you get spat out of education and then you've got to earn money. And I mean, imagine trying to do that now. Imagine like trying to pay rent somewhere near a job plus like what everything costs. I think it's very hard to work out what you would like to do. It's just like, what do I need to do?
And maybe even if the things like, I don't know, like I feel like at school we should have learned how to do our taxes. We should have learned what VAT is. Maybe they do that now, but when I was at school, I did not know. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting HMRC calling me and being like, "Hey, babes," and I'm like, "What, girl?" Like, I don't know about people, but I don't like to open post. I just don't like it. So like, even if it's like a brown envelope,
they didn't teach that at school. Just
no, they didn't teach me to open my post. So I just assume my like accountant's gonna be all over that shit. Do you know what I mean? And then I've had, not even like recently, and like luckily I'm in a good job. I've got money. It's fine. But because I didn't open my post, I had a bailiff. Literally, probably it was when I was filming. I was filming Strictly. I was at my nan and granddad's house. I remember it so vividly. And I got a call from this like random number. And I always get a bit excited when I get calls from random numbers. So I was like, hello? You just never know what it's going to be. If it's a bit naughty, innit? Yeah. And it was like this proper, it was like, all right, mate, listen, I've put letters through your post. We'll come in. We're going to be knocking on your door. And I was like, yeah, whatever, sir. Block. Obviously thinking that this is a scam. Because why would bailiffs be coming to my house? Like, I pay everything, whatever. Lo and behold, like one little bill from like 4 or 5 years ago hadn't been, and it just kept growing and growing. And literally, I said, babes, send me your bank details. We'll sort it. Stop being so dramatic. It's a lot, but it was legit. Like, I Googled the company and was like, oh my God, like it actually was real. But they sound like pranksters, don't they? You don't know who to trust.
They sound like pranksters. I mean, the new iPhone has actually just stopped anyone who you don't know calling you, so that's quite hard. Plus, stop writing us letters. Email me. Like,
send me an email, and you might take a minute, but you're gonna get reply. Letters, paper, post. Silly. What in the old maiden type is going on here? Like, sorry. Yeah,
it's so true.
That's my education for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So there's one I love here. Don't visit long distant countries for a random man.
Oh.
Okay,
do you know
whoever
what?
wrote that, you need to tell us more.
Yeah, I want more information. Do you have any long distance relationship lols? Have you ever like hopped on a plane for someone and it's just not been tea?
I'm pausing because I think I did, but I can't remember who. Have you had that?
I feel like I had such a hopeless romantic phase, and it was like embarrassing. Like, now that I look, I'm like, what do you have regrets? I do and I don't, because like my love was, I thought at that point, like, this is what I need to do. Guys, I flew to like the most random like country in Germany. I can't remember the name of it. To see an ex in the airport for like half an hour whilst they were like transferring.
But they weren't an ex at the time.
No. They were
Right.
like my partner.
Right.
What the hell? Like, I just remember thinking everyone must have thought I was the weirdest person. And then this is what was like nail in the coffin for me, because I was like, okay, clearly this is not reciprocating right now. I flew all the way to the Caribbean. It took me like 2 days as well, because I had to go to Miami and then to the Caribbean. God. And I took all this time off work as well. I was doing Jamie at the time. I flew to the Caribbean and I was like, landed, you get your Wi-Fi. Welcome to wherever, sent somewhere in the Caribbean. Again, the most random little place. I'm doing eyeballs for those that are listening. Crickets. I was like, hey, like, I've landed. Like, when you're waiting for your suitcases and you're expecting like, yes. And I don't need even flowers, but I just need you to like be there, maybe with a car. Like, yes. I've been traveling for 2 days. Hey, just at the beach, like we're heading to you soon. At that point, I should have just got back on the plane and gone home, because what the hell? Can you imagine the disrespect? Like, I don't mind. Like, I don't think every time you need to be doing up partners at the airport. Like, if you're already in New York, they're coming to see you. Do you know what I mean? Coming there to pick them up from the airport seems long, but like, when you've not seen someone for months and months and months and they fly out to the Caribbean, that is a disrespect.
Yes.
So I feel you on that one.
Yeah. Did you know in your heart that when you're on your way that you were kind of clutching at straws?
I don't think I knew at that point, but that, do you know when people, that actions speak louder than words, quite literally? And that for me, it's like, oh, you really do not care enough. It's just the simplest thing in my brain. Like, of course, like, I'm coming to meet you. Like, I've already organized the travel. You'd go the extra mile to welcome someone if they've come that far to see you. So I was like, you're disrespectful.
Yes, I did the same. That's why I was like, who the fuck was it? I was obsessed with them. So I went to New York. I met this guy in New York. Became obsessed with him. Had such a weird night where like he had this friend. This is really embarrassing, this story. So I was out in New York and met this guy, and he had this best friend with him who I think was obsessed with him. And I ended up going back to their apartment where they lived together, and he was like, oh, we can all like, you can stay the night, i.e. get it on, but my friend has to sleep in the bed. It wasn't like a threesome, it was like he likes to sleep in the bed. And I was like, this is really weird. I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would prefer you to get involved. If you're just there, just kind of doing not much, that's kind of
hold on. I'm talking like I didn't go through with it. I did. I think I did.
I love the delusion in your brain that you blocked it out. And then I went home and I finished him.
Anyway, then I went. So then I went back to New York. So that's not the embarrassing bit. The embarrassing bit is I then went back to New York. I organized to go to New York because I wanted to see this guy again, but I pretended to him I was just going to be in New York.
Oh, and no. So I then went, I'm around.
Yes. And he never met up with me. And I was there for like 4 days being like, hey, we're going to go here. We're going to go there. Just being like super cash. And he just so obviously was not interested.
Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it? I actually have a cringe New York. Same guy. Oh my God, what was it doing? I flew out to New York because they were working there. However, like, they were working on a ship. So because they were British, they couldn't get off the ship. So I had to like haggle my way onto a fucking ship. Don't ask how, like send an email. So like really amped up, was like, hello, da da da. I always, back in the day, I used to pretend I had a PA before I actually had one. So I was like, I represent Layton Williams, British actor extraordinaire. And I was like, he would love to board the ship and da 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 da. Like, luckily they let me on. But again, just like, oh my God, I have this vision of me on the dock. What's it called in New York? The river.
Brooklyn River?
Oh,
the Hudson.
Yeah, the Hudson River. On the phone, waving as the ship leaves on the port. Oh my God. Do you know what? Fair play. Young and naive.
Why did it leave?
No, because
why didn't you get on?
Coming, going. You know what I mean? I did get on.
Oh, right. Good.
While we're waving goodbye. Oh my gosh.
Your Kate Winslet Titanic moment.
But do you know what though? Like it's hilarious for fun stories, isn't it? Fair play.
It is. And so look, this person who wishes that they didn't visit long distance for a random man, we've all done it, sister.
We've all been there, babes.
So Layton, what is one decision that you changed from your past?
Oh, a decision I would change from my past, probably just would not have jumped on them 2 planes. That's quite simple. I would have saved that, like, I'm not even joking, like, at this point, thousands running around the world trying to see this man. Could have banked that, you know?
I know, but then, there's a fine line between romance and delusion.
You actually never know. So you still want to live, because otherwise you're always, like, second-guessing them moments. Like, what if I wanted to do that now with my current partner and be like, oh, well, no. Didn't work out the last time.
Yeah.
Love out loud.
If you feel it, do it. But,
But also just know that one day you might be full of regret, but also it's part of life. It's part of the journey.
Exactly.
And you're going to be a good person to have around at a dinner party because you're going to have all these tales to tell people.
This is what I love about podcasting, because you actually remember really embarrassing stories about yourself, even though you're like,
other people's bits come up and make you remember. I thought we were talking about everybody else today, but here we are chatting shit.
Exactly.
I love it.
And then we asked, one day you'd relive exactly as it was.
Oh, wow.
Have you got one of these, Layton?
I have. So one says, when I came out to myself as bisexual. Oh, I like that. And do you know what I love even more? The fact that they said they came out to themselves and not anybody else.
Yes.
That's so beautiful, isn't it?
I thought that. That's funny. I think as well, because when I've been talking to people who are bisexual before, it's like, I do think there is a bit of it where you do have to come out to yourself in a slightly different way, because you are attracted to the opposite sex as well. So you live a double life, and so then lots of people say, I've heard lots of people say that sometimes they just have chosen the easier path and not really allowed that bit to wake up, because you can get your kicks from kicks. It's more than kicks, but
good for you. Live your bisexual fantasy,
Yeah, because in denial.
Do you know what I wish gay boys would stop doing? And I know why I know why I did. I don't think I did it really properly. I think probably for like a week and then I gave up on it. But like these young gay boys, and I'm sure lots of people listening will probably relate with this, like it's like an easy step out to kind of go, oh, I'm bisexual, knowing full well that you're not, but then that it kind of dilutes the actual feelings of bisexual people, you know what I mean? And I've actually never thought about it and said that out loud before, but just to kind of soften the blow, gay boys will be like, oh, I'm bi for like a little bit, and then they'll be like, actually, it trickles on.
Bi people get really annoyed about that.
I would, now looking back, I'm like, oh, I understand why people do it, especially when you're that young. Do you know, when you're that young, it's just like, it's to soften the blow. It's like, oh, I'm not that gay, so it's your own insecurity, isn't it? And then I think just jump straight in, girlies. Jump straight in. Yeah.
But I do remember, so I definitely told everyone for a week I was bi, and then
it's always like a couple of weeks, isn't it?
It was. But I do think that you can't be too hard on yourself, because I remember then when I said I'm gay, I remember for like 2-3 weeks afterwards, I was like, I think I might be making a bit of a fuss. I'm not sure I am. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a big old
true
thing,
I guess
reappraisal.
For many of us as well, like I actually did date. I was young, but I dated girls. I've been with girls, like a couple of girls. I'm not a golden gay. Let me that's just that. So also it's like blurred lines. It's like, what is actually going on here? Very performative straight. Can you imagine dating me? That's hilarious. I was such a little queen. Also, one of my exes is a lesbian. And then the other one, there's 2 girls. Shout out to them. And then the other one ended up going to college with my stepmom and like becoming like a family friend, which is kind of hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when you say one of them was 2 girls, as in, did you date 2 girls at the same time?
No, not the same time. Just like only 2. I mean, I had 3 proper. Well, we say proper. I was young, but like girlfriends to name. But
I see.
Do you know what I mean?
I thought you were talking about like early thruples.
No, could you imagine?
Very progressive.
Yeah, why not?
Lots of people saying their wedding day, which is really sweet.
Love that.
The day I met my partner for a spontaneous first date, we've now been together for 15 years, says Welsh Cake. That's lovely. My husband actually literally wrote on here the day we first met. I'd relive that day as well, William.
Oh, that's so sweet.
The day we first met, well, we met at like 5 to midnight, so I'd relive the second day actually, because otherwise we'd just be reliving 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Also, we have a story where I tried to kiss him 3 times, and all 3 times he'd like turned away, and I was like, "This is getting embarrassing." So he was. Oh my
god! Wait, where did you meet? Tell us the story. Sorry for telling it before.
So we met. Oh no. So we met. Room service, Jodie Harsh's night.
Shut up.
Yeah,
we used to love room service. The lighting in there, the overhead, wow, trippy.
It was doing me favors.
It really was doing us all favors. It's doing me favors because I was definitely like 15 in there, so you can actually see that really? Child. Yeah.
Oh wow. So we met there. He came on. I was with my friend George, and we used to go out together all the time. And then he was like, "Can my friend Will come?" Who I had already looked up on Facebook and knew I fancied.
Oh my god! When you're looking up on Facebook, you kind of know the era. I'm obsessed.
Yes, and then he had like a closed profile, so I could only see like 3 photos. But I was like, "I'll go there." And then he arrived, and I had to go outside the club to get him in because I think I'd said to Jodie or someone, could he go on the list?
Pop him on the list.
Get in or something.
It was such a palaver all that back in the day, wasn't it?
It was so fun though.
Yeah, so fab.
But I had to pretend I didn't know what he looked like, so I pretended to look around for him.
Well,
exactly.
I love that.
Oh my god, so boring. Anyway, and then we had a really fun night, and I tried to kiss him. He turned me down 3 times in a row, and then when we went to go home, he was like, "Oh, I need to stay at someone's house the night," and I was like, "Oh, does he like live in the countryside or something? Has he missed the last train?" So he said, "Oh, you can stay at mine." And then I discovered he lived down the fucking road. So
fun. That's easy.
The rest is history.
But also, did you address the fact that why are you airing my kisses if you want to come back? Like, hello, I would have definitely not been as forgiving as you. 3 times is a joke.
I'd sort of come out of a relationship at that point and was like, I'm just going to shoot my shot on this stuff. Like, I wasn't, so I was like, I'm not going to, no, I mean, I've obviously brought it up since.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's always like, no, I didn't.
Fair play to you though, because like the confidence, if I get rejected once, I'm out. Like, that's happened to me before Freedom, and I will never forget it. And it was like, "Oh, do you want a drink?" And we're at the bar, I was like buying him a drink, and I was like, "This is so on. Like, this just feels like, And this is, I mean, what we're talking like 10 years ago now, but just
so this is you in a bar in Freedom, the bar
in Soho, buying this guy a drink. Thought he was cute. We just done a job together. And I leant in, and he didn't just like move away and try and make it cute. He like fully recalled, and he said, "Did you just try to kiss me?"
Oh.
But like, at least like just sugarcoat and be like, so. But like, he literally outwardly asked me, "Did you just try and kiss me?" Like the shock, and I was like, I was mortified, and I still bought him the drink.
Well, he should be so lucky to get a kiss from you. And it's a really nice thing to do. I would sympathy
kiss people, no joke.
Same.
But depending
and the
on,
rest.
You don't, I know, yeah. But do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just like, I guess we're here, like, depending, I don't think anybody of that Yeah, I've definitely done it. Listen, I can't lie. I've definitely done it. You know, ... Let's move on.
And also I will say that night I'd never done that before. I knew he never came out, so I was like, I'm just going to try and get off with this guy. I was never that confident normally, and I was just in that frame of mind. I was like,
good,
fuck it, shoot your shot. So also, you know,
it worked out. So there you go.
It worked out exactly. Okay, let's have a look at anything else here. One day you'd relive as it was. First day after lockdown. That's what, Layton, what would be your day you'd relive?
One day that I would relive. Probably like the day. I don't want to make it about me because people are being really lovely about their partners, and my partner knows I love him to bits. But like, we will literally mash up in Ibiza the day that we met. No, not Ibiza. Glastonbury at like 8 a.m. in the morning. So that had its moment. We don't need to do that again. But not to be corny, and yeah, it's probably the day that had my mum there, sat next to me, and I was at the Royal Albert Hall, and I won one of my biggest accolades to my whole career in life. It just felt like a monumental moment. So the Olivier's day, it was such a like, I just had all the people around me that I loved. My sister came down, my mum was there, my partner, my lesbian mums were involved. Like, for some reason in my mind, I was like, if this happens, I know I want like my favorite people around me. If it doesn't happen, I still want my favorite people around me to console me. So I was like, do you know what I mean? And listen, I actually didn't realize. I thought you'd just be able to bring all your people. It's so expensive. It's like you have to buy all these. They give you one ticket, and it's so hard to just pick one person. Do you know what I mean? So I just was like, let me do this and just have my people. And yeah, when they said my name, I was like, it was just crazy. And I partied all night. Went back to the hotel. It was just like the best kiki ever. So yeah.
Yes. Well, I think what's nice about what you're saying as well is like and that's why it's good for this theme of like, if you could have your time again, because I think also have your time again can imply mistakes, but also it's about how wouldn't it be lovely to relive that and just observe it and drink it in rather than be so nervous and have all this like they're so overstimulating days like that.
So like the run
winning
up to
an Olivier
actually,
is so overstimulating.
No, I've never felt that sick. Like usually I'm kind of like but I've never, the Olivier just feels like a notch up to any other award ceremony. And I guess at some award ceremonies sometimes you have an inkling or you kind of like no, but do you know what I mean? Or I'm not coming unless I'm joking.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, I'm probably gonna have to change my flights to be there. So would you like to give me just a little bit of an inkling as to whether I'm gonna just get a slap in the face? But you have no idea, and also you have a lot of self-doubt because you're just like, of course it's not gonna be me, you know.
Yes.
Until them very last moments where you're just like, oh, I just remember squeezing my mum's hand and I was just like, in my mind I just said, please say my name, please say my name. Like just say it, like let's do this. And they did. But up until that point, nervous wreck, like felt sick. In fact, I almost had a fight at the bar with one of the waitresses. And listen, I'm not like this. Usually it's good vibes when I'm buying drinks and stuff, but the one day when you need a drink to settle your nerves, it was like 10 seconds. She's like, okay, the bar's shut now. And I was already at the bar and I was like, go. I was like, please. I was like, I've been here. I've been stood here. You've served these other people. I've been gracious. Like, I just really need a glass of champagne to settle my nerves right now. My category wasn't until the bitter end. I was the second to last person. So I knew I had to sit down for like 3 hours. And she was being such a job's worth and just not very friendly as well. And she was screaming out, she was like, this man is shut. And my mum had to tell her about herself as well. My mum was like, you better give him a drink. And bless people like were in the bar, like they were like, do you want a sip of mine? Like being so nice. Like Layton's kicking off in the bar. But eventually
I love it.
I talked to a couple of boys over who were like, we know she's being extra, and they gave us a drink.
That's amazing. You fight for that drink.
Literally, I was like, oh, and then can you believe it? So me and my sister I swapped out my sister and my mum because their seats were like over there. So my sister sat with me for the first act, And then my mum sat with me for the second
Got
act,
it.
which was really cute because they were like, "What? We're both not sat with you." I was like, "No, you're not. One of you is over there." We sat down, and within like, no joke, 2 minutes, one of the drinks completely spilled all over the floor. I was just like, I said, "Renee, give me a fucking drink." I fought for that. So yeah, going back, I would probably not fight with her and just like take a flask.
Yeah. Always take a hip flask to an awards, but you know, you'll know next time you win an
And food. They never feed you these things.
I know, that's hard.
Do you know what I don't like when they're actually, sorry to talk about awards winners because maybe this is not like that relatable content, but just quickly. Maybe just in life, I feel like we're all getting a bit boring. Like when we're going to these things, like some of us are there for a kiki, like for a party, like especially if you're not up for the award or you're not even nothing to do, you're just there for fun or whatever.
Yes.
At least let us get a bit jolly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What, one bottle of water for 3 hours.
Well, I think, you know, as you say,
I know why they do it, but personally, come on.
Yes. Well, but that's what, you know, like you were saying, it's not relatable content. But the one thing I will say that perhaps makes it more relatable is like those things are meant to be televised and all of that, and they're meant to seem like loads of fun, but actually being involved in them, it's not that fun. So like they're really dry, and you're like, everyone at home thinks this is fun, and yeah, it's just odd, isn't it? It's like it's the same as that's entertainment.
Exactly.
Okay, Layton, I've got some more questions for you.
Go.
Around the theme.
Mm-hmm.
What is a moment from your life? What is a moment you didn't realize was special until it passed?
Oh, that's a really good question. What's a moment I didn't realize it was special until it passed? Maybe not necessarily moments with my granddad Terence. He passed away about 7-8 years ago now, but you know when you're young and you're not really aware of like how much someone is doing for you, but he was like a real champion to kind of like get me to where I needed to be. I almost basically ended up living with him when I was younger. He would help me write letters, try and get scholarships, and he would always be back and forth up and down from London, but he ended up passing like, you know, quite young. And only when I look back, I realized like how like, you know, fundamental he was to like my success and just my drive. So I would say granddad, yeah.
That's amazing.
Moments with him and just like in general his kind of spirit. I mean, he was a grumpy fuck a lot of the times as well, but like we just got each other. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
And he didn't give a damn about me and my sexuality or anything. I don't even think we ever really needed to talk about it, but he just loved me for whoever I was, and he basically got to see maybe like 10% of like the things that I got to go on to do. So I would say cherish them moments even more, and maybe slow down a little bit when I'm running around London, dragging him through Harrods because he's there like trying to keep up. I'm like, come on, granddad.
Yes, that's so interesting. My version of that is sort of similar. Like it was when my dad was dying. So my dad died of cancer. And it took a long time for him to die, the poor thing. And I used to just go, like, they get to a stage where they're on so much painkillers that like you can't really do anything with them. So I used to just go and sit next to him in his bed, and I would just work on my laptop next to him, and we'd just sort of just be with him. It was sort of nice for him to have some company.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he was always like half awake, half asleep. Like you're never really like fully up and about. And he was like, oh, and he held my hand and he goes, oh, you like being with your dad, do you? And I went, yeah, of course I do. And he was like, that's good. And actually, it's probably the last lucid conversation him and I had.
Oh, how special.
And I didn't feel special at the time because well, it was obviously a nice thing to happen at the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I didn't realize it's probably the last proper conversation we had. And it also links to this idea that like my mum was telling me like he was worried when he had a boy because he wasn't like other boys and I wasn't like other boys either.
Yeah.
But I think he always felt like he'd underperformed as a dad. Well, that's what I took from it. Like he wasn't.
The fact that he even had to ask you that means that there must have been a slight bit of doubt. So at least you got to kind of like show him in the end that actually, yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That's so
really,
lovely.
really nice, and I would also relive that if I could.
100%.
And then one last one for us.
Let's go. Also, can I just say how much I'm loving your selfies next to all of these next to all of these photos as some really iconic question, like, I have a question. Like, I love the kind of like, yeah, I get the mood board. So, send in.
Thinking.
Thinking.
Okay, so what is if you could go back and say sorry? I know what my answer is. If you could go back and say sorry to someone, who would it be and why?
Ooh. My mind always will go straight to my mum to begin with, I guess. I don't ever think I like wronged her. Maybe growing up, I've realized how difficult it was for my mum to kind of like let me go. At the time, you're a kid, you're not asking these questions, so you're just kind of living your life. But then, upon reflection, to lose, not saying I was the life in the soul, but of the house, like that energy is obviously going to be missed. And I wasn't sorry for doing it at the time because I was living my life, and even now it meant for the better. But I wish I was a bit more compassionate as to how that made her feel. So I'm sorry about that, if that makes sense.
And what age did you move out?
Like when I was 11, 12. So it's been like 20 years now. So only now do we have them conversations and I understand it. But I didn't really at the time. Only now that my mum is PR trained and we literally do Zooms at moments in TV shows, and we're like, zoom in for this show and zoom in for that show, and she comes out with all this shit, and I'm like, Mum, where is what? Wow. Who is this woman? Like, she's so good. Like, and it's just nice and refreshing to hear her like confidently talk about it now, because she's been through it. But she's kind of like, she's standing on business now, so we love it.
And you moved out because you went down to do a musical.
I moved out to
London.
So I auditioned for the role of Billy Elliot when I was like 11 years old, and they took me to London to kind of like train me up, rehearse me for the show, tutor me on all of that. So like
that was the first one.
Yeah, it was the first ever job. So my 3 siblings that lived at my mum's, I just kind of packed up and left, and I never really went back fully. So it was just like a big like, ever since, it was just always quite fleeting. It's like in, out. Even now, Mum's like, whenever we get to see each other, there's always something. It's an event, or it's like, it's never just, we very rarely get to spend downtime together. So I'm trying to do more of that.
Yeah, it's funny being able, when you get a bit older and you see it through their eyes and what they had to give up. That is amazing. It's a really lovely. I feel like that with my mum and raising us, because me and William were raising 2 kids, and I just want to be like,
oh my
I'm
God,
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You sacrificed everything for us. She had 2 jobs, all of that. And I was just like, I want this, I want that. Maybe that's who I should say sorry to, actually. Sorry, Mum. I'm going to say sorry to my mum. But I would also say sorry to my dad, because I think we both had a similar problem, which is we didn't feel we were like the right kind of men. And actually we could have bonded over that. And instead, I think it caused a lot of weird, unsaid conflict. And I think that yeah, I wish we could have our time again on that.
I love that. Sorry to our mums, sorry to our dads, and
sorry,
we'll just do better.
Yeah.
I feel like I just had an hour of therapy. Literally, I love it.
Oh, good. Me too. So, Layton, final thing to say is we do. I don't think I told you about this, so I'll just do mine. We do community message board where we recommend a queer thing. Did I tell you about that? I can't remember.
I think you did loosely, but obviously I forgot.
Okay, fine.
Well, it's fine.
I would like to recommend Gay Hike Club. It is run by Matty Yamati at YERMATTY on Instagram. Matty is one of the people who started that big campaign to stop the ban conversion therapy, ban gay conversion therapy, not trans, banned gay conversion therapy.
Mm-hmm.
He's now doing a gay hike club, and it looks really cool. So that's my recommendation. Go to his Instagram, see how you can sign up.
Love that. What am I going to... Does it have to be very specific?
Just something. No, could be.
I think we really need to support our queer venues at the moment, because we've just seen, I mean, controversial, of course, but, you know, we've all had many moments in GAY, you know. It just feels like not just necessarily that club in its sense, it just feels like a lot of the queer scene, especially in London and maybe in the small towns too. Obviously, I don't know as much about that, but they're just getting pushed out. And like we've talked about on this podcast, like so many of our stories have been from them little nights. And if them nights don't exist anymore, where are we finding real connection? Where are we meeting people in person? Where are we trying to lean in and snog somebody 3 times? You know, that wouldn't be happening if we were just sat at home scrolling on our phones. So I really do feel like we need to be, trying to support our queer venues a little bit more. So it's a bit vague and I don't have anywhere necessarily specific.
But that's support your local venue.
I would say Old Compton, Soho, like bring the gay back. That's, you know.
Yeah, because this is to do with GAY is shut down.
GAY just shut down. But I walked down it yesterday actually, and I literally was on the phone to my mom. I was like, oh my god, like new pop up here, bougie like bar, burger bar, It's all just very like, it could just be a normal street. Where are the gays? You know?
Yeah, Soho was the gays central.
It's really
you'd always get
anymore.
Checked out when you walk down.
Yeah, it's cute. Street. Now I don't even. What's the point in walking down there? You know, nobody cares anymore.
I'm gonna have to go up bloody Wardour Street.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, Layton, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. We loved your first episode. Everybody write in, tell us things that you would like to relive. Let's continue the conversation. If you could have your time again, what would you change? At Homo Sapiens on Instagram, hello at Homo Sapiens podcast on email. I'm sure there's a TikTok. There's an Instagram. No, there's a YouTube at Homo Sapiens pod. Watch this as a video so you can get all of Layton's looks that he's been doing. That's there we go. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Mwah. See you later.